We drove into Birmingham, Alabama on Sunday, September 21st, and took a bicycle tour. Here we found out at Railroad Park they were having an event, and it was an event about poverty in Asia, and we rode our bicycle around in Railroad Park. And there's a lot going on. There was Carver High School Band, Parker High School Band. Here's a bridge at Railroad Park. Here we took a little rest, just watching what all's going on. Picture of the playground, and in the background you'll see that it's a new stadium, baseball stadium. Here's the event. They're giving out free food, ice cream, Cokes. Right here there were some people from India doing songs and dances to their gods. I found that kind of interesting that they were able to do that to their gods, and they explained about their gods. Here's an old railroad station. Here is they're taking an old railroad track and making it a trail. And here's some buildings in Birmingham. Children's Hospital, one of the most beautiful buildings in Birmingham. And here's a fountain in the front of the Children's Hospital. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous building. One of the best hospitals in the southeast. And that's down the road. Another view of the Children's Hospital. Another view. Beautiful building. We stopped and went to McDonald's for lunch. And here's Norton's Florist. They've been there forever, and I just thought the front of the building was beautiful. And here's some events going on about poverty in the world and trying to stop it. Here's a skyline view of Birmingham. Another skyline view. An old railroad station there. View of us. And there's a little man-made creek in Railroad Park. And a pond with a fountain. Oh, and the next photo is the new baseball stadium, downtown Birmingham, Regions Field. It's a beautiful baseball park. I would like to go to a game someday soon. Maybe next spring. But it's really, really nice. And in the next picture, it's the front of it, and I think it's really cool how they got that saying Birmingham. And then right in front of the baseball park, there's this little place called Good People Brewery, and they were having a little flea market kind of thing, arts and crafts, and we stopped and just looked. We thought, well, let's go inside and see what this place looks like. And it was kind of cool and rustic. And here's the view from their perspective, and we just kind of walked inside, took pictures. I just wanted to know what it looked like. It was really kind of cool. And there's another view of the stadium. Another view, and this is really cool. It has lights at night. And now we're finished with our bicycle tour, and then we started driving around and started taking pictures of the old buildings. That's an old building in Birmingham. Just a view of some streets here. Another view. It's really pretty on the weekends. It's not as much traffic. And the next place is an old shoe shine place, and they're still in business. And here's Wells Fargo Bank. Beautiful building, I think. And here's one of the old churches, been there since the 1800s, I think. And here's Lynn Park. Beautiful shots of Lynn Park. And upcoming is an old sign from the Confederacy they put up. And here's the fountain, and there's different views you can see of the fountain. And you'll see in a minute County Courthouse, and then City Hall, and then there's this place right here where a lot of homeless people kind of gather around, and they just sit around in the chairs and play chess. I'll show you a picture in a minute. Old church there, kind of in between the two buildings. I thought that was neat. And I think this is the Jewish temple. And just more view. And there I took a picture of the guys playing chess. And this is Charles Lynn. He's from Finland. He's one of the founding fathers of Birmingham. And he's from Finland, and I didn't know that. And here's the Greyhound bus station. That's been there forever. And then an old church. I think it's an Episcopal church. Real beautiful building. And the next church is a historical church where there was the bombing, you know, the black church, and the little girls were killed, and this is a statue of the little girls. And this next park is the Kelly Ingram Park, and it has all the civil rights monuments going through there. That was the kids saying they're not afraid to go to jail today. And then the policeman with the dogs being brutal. And I think this was kind of morbid, the dogs, but it was all about the policeman being rough on the blacks. And here's the 3 preachers. But what's kind of interesting, walking through this civil rights park, there was this white policeman, and I thought he was being really harsh to some of the black people that were sitting around there. And I asked Ross, I said, is he a little rough? Yeah, and I was like, isn't what this park about? Kind of strange. Anyway, that's the Civil Rights Museum there. And they're going to have a quilt show, which I would like to go to. Alabama Power Building, I think that's where my brother works. Another shot at the church there. And then Birmingham Museum Building. And, oh, that's the Birmingham Library, which I think is a really cool library. It's got a real pretty atrium. I really like that library. And then another view of the Birmingham Museum of Art and Boutwell Auditoriums, where you have events and concerts and all. And just another city view, one of the streets. McWayne Science Center. And here's the old building that's being restored from the 1920s, which is across the street from the McWayne Science Center. And here's the New Ideals, the old shopping department store that was kind of famous in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And this is the Cabana Old Hotel. We're coming upon the Alabama Theater, which is a historical place. It is beautiful inside, from the 1920s. The Lyric is across the street from the Alabama. They're restoring it. Old historical place. That's the ticket office of the Alabama Theater. And here is where it tells about the Alabama. A very historical spot. Another view of the ticket office. And here's the view down the street, the other end from the Alabama Theater. And then this next shot, these are on the light poles, and it was little windmills. I thought that was really neat. These are houses where the steel workers lived in that worked in the Sloss furnace. And these next few pictures is the old steel factory Sloss furnace. It's an old museum now, and they've preserved it. Birmingham's had some beautiful buildings, but they preserve this. But it's still cool. And then we've got some skyline views of Birmingham. This is what you see, you know, when you're driving in down the road. And that's Red Mountain. A lot of nice homes there. This is the interstate when you drive into Birmingham from the north. And this is Greenwood Park. We stopped there. We flew some kites there one time.